Alright, and we're back. Oh my god. You gotta be f***ing shitting me. Okay. So, one of the things that comes with not having played this game in forever is that I got to learn the hard way, or I guess remember the hard way, that No Man's Sky doesn't have an autosave. So when I came on today, all of the progress from the last video was gone. So I spent a little bit of time, redid it, and I made some changes. So I reduced the size of the main city block down to these two 10 by 10 city blocks. I just wanted to start a little smaller just in case I didn't have enough buildings to fill up all that space. I thought maybe doing it as big as it was just a little excessive, so we cut that down and then we put a main street up the middle that is twice the width of other streets. So this is 6 of the stone panels in width. And today we are going to get started on doing some building construction. So let's get on that. We're going to fly over here and let's see, just get my terrain manipulator and get rid of some of this excess ground here. Might need to go underground and take care of those plants actually before they cause too much trouble, so let's do that. I'm gonna just dig my way under here and okay, I hope that takes care of it. I'm not sure if I went far enough, actually. Yeah, no, it didn't go quite far enough. And eventually, I'm sure I'm going to have to come underneath the city and clean up all of this and get rid of the pop-in terrain that's sort of creeping its way through the ground here, but it's not a huge priority right now because I want to get started on some buildings. So let's just sweep that out of the way. Alright, and over to the other side. So I think we'll start over on this side just because it's a little more enclosed. I haven't finished the road on the far side of that block yet, so we'll start over on this side and put down a couple buildings. Alright, that's looking pretty good. So, we're gonna get started with a building. What kind of building? I do not know. You know, I want to try doing both a prefab building, like a tower made of the prefabs, but I also want to try building one from hand using some of these pieces. So, I've got the prefabs here. I'm just thinking, like, I kind of want to do a tower out of these, but I also hate climbing through those with ladders because it's, you know, it's really frustrating to get off on one floor versus another. So maybe we'll start with the alloy. Okay, so alloy frontage. Let's try that to start. This looks like we can make a little house out of it. Where do we want the door to go? And actually, let's see. Is that what we really want? Alloy power door. Alloy arch. Window. Yeah, so we're gonna go with the frontage. Now, I think we're gonna place that here. Sure. We'll start there, and then let's see, we'll go alloy wall. How does that look? Now, I'm not sure how big I want this building to be, but we'll start with this, and Maybe go about that far back, just for now. We'll do that. That seems like it's good. I think I might have just put a wall underground. And I did it again. These controls are really annoying. It doesn't help that I've got some major stick drift issues on my controllers, and it's really getting on my nerves. I really can't stand how easily PlayStation controllers break. If there's one frustration I've had as a PlayStation owner, it is 100% that the controllers are just not durable at all. It took a few minutes of wrestling with controls and accidentally placing walls underground, but eventually we got the basic layout of our building put together. Alright, so we've sort of got our main floor here. Door works, that's great. Now we want to kind of figure out the layout in here. I don't know that I want the floor to be the same as the sidewalk, though, so I think we might swap that out. So let's see. We could do the stone or we could do the wood. I'm thinking wood. Carbon is what that takes. Alright. Yeah, sure, let's do timber floor panels. Okay, now I can get to those walls and get back my materials, so that's good. So we'll take that back. Now, timber floor panels. Okay, I can only build 15 of these, so I don't have a lot of carbon left. I also made the unfortunate mistake a little while ago of leaving my game unpaused on a dangerous planet and went to do something else. And I came back to find that my character had died and I lost all of my crafting materials. So that was a huge bummer because I guess I died multiple times and I couldn't go back and get my lost inventory. Kind of upsetting, but we carry on. Unfortunately, we weren't able to carry on with construction, at least not quite yet, as we ran out of carbon. So it was time to go on a trek into the forest and cut down a few trees so we could harvest some carbon and get back to building our floor panels. Now, as much as I didn't care about the sidewalks being oriented differently as far as like the direction the individual stones are, I kind of want the floorboards here to be a little more uniform, just because that's a much smaller task, so it's a little easier to do that. Okay, so we've got our ground floor. Guess it's time to start building upward. Now, I think I want to try to build the interior first and then build the exterior around that. Do we want alloy ramps? And where do we want the stairs? I feel like this back corner would be a good spot. So let's put those there and we'll do the alloy. Don't want everything to be made out of wood inside. And then we'll get started on a second floor. This might be kind of cool to put like a glass flooring in here somewhere. I don't know if I'm going to do that just yet, but it's something to keep in mind. Okay, and maybe I'll put a couple of... Well, no, I've got the wide staircase there, so I don't want any panels covering that. And do we have an option to install maybe a railing or something? Let's see. Imagine that would be under decoration. I don't see anything in there. Nothing there. See, these are what I remember when we first got the building update. I didn't realize these were now under legacy structures. I do like, though, that we now have something that looks a little more appropriate for building the kind of things I want to build. Because, yeah, the legacy structures were just awful trying to build with those. I do like having the prefabs as well. Now, I feel like this could sort of be like, I don't know, like an office building or something. We'll have to see once I get the structure down a little more, but... Alright, for a first floor, that's not bad. And I think what we'll do is we'll have the staircase to the next floor just be right over top of this one, just to minimize how much space that's taking up. So, let's see, alloy stair. What do the stone stairs look like? Nah, we'll stick with the alloy. Okay, and then... Okay, so it's being kind of finicky here, so what I might need to do is build a floor and then build the ramp on top of that and then delete the floor. Yeah, so now we'll go through and we'll delete that. I mean, that sort of looks okay. From there we continued to build our building upwards until we got to 3 floors, and then it was time to start adding in some walls just to give the building a little more structure. So this is starting to come together. Now I'm thinking I should go through and add some windows, so I think I might actually just replace these pieces again. Let's see, we want alloy window. Let's switch to build camera. Yep, there we go. And we'll just see how this looks on one of these floors. Okay, window. Not bad. I guess the windows by the stairs are kind of useless, so I might change up the pattern for how I've got the windows done here. So I might do every other wall instead. So for now I'll just put it in here. And then we'll go here. And then, yeah, just on the next floor we'll just go every other wall. And we'll toss the window there and there. Okay, now we'll go and delete those and then get a regular alloy wall. Toss those in there. Okay, and then just to keep it a little more uniform, we'll get rid of these here. Swap in the regular walls, and then window there and there. Alright, and that looks pretty nice from the interior too. With the plan for our windows figured out, it was time to start adding them to the other sides of the building. Okay. So we've got the basic structure of our first building. Now, yeah, we're going to put the windows on the front here. Yeah, we'll put them in the middle. Okay, and then we can see our base over there. Let's climb all the way up to the top. Okay, so we're up on the roof now. Well, what is, at least right now, the roof. I think I might try to build this a little taller. And build it taller we did. Okay, and we're out of carbon, so we're gonna have to go on another journey for more carbon at some point. Now, there's one thing I definitely need to have in this building, and I want that to be a pedway to another building next door. So, I might install that now. I'm just not sure which floor I want it to be on. I don't want it to be too high, but I also don't want it to be super low. I think what is now the top floor is probably a good choice for it. But let's just see. So let's go to our structures here. We'll use the glass-roofed corridor, I think. We'll go to the top floor, go to our middle here. And then I guess we'll have to delete the wall here, so... Oh, okay, now I don't like that at all. So I guess never mind, because that might only snap onto a prefab if we do it. Yeah, okay, so these structures aren't really compatible with that. I suppose I could do, like... Okay, let's just put this window back first. What I could do is I could use the small floor panels and just build a pedway by hand. And then just have a doorway here. So I wonder what that would look like. Let's give that a try, actually, and see what that could end up looking like. So, let's see. Got the small alloy panel. We'll delete that for now. And instead, we'll put an alloy wall. And then we'll put an alloy doorway, which... Okay, does this not snap into the wall there? Okay, I don't like that. Okay, I guess we'll have to try alloy door A. Okay, that works. And then... Yeah, it just doesn't want to snap in there where I want it, though. Oh, that looked like it might have been there, actually. Oh, the joys of building on console. Okay, so it'll straddle the door if I do the small panel. Oh, the regular alloy panel. Okay, well, let's try that then for our pedway. And we'll just use alloy windows here. And alloy door A. Perfect. Okay, so we'll do that. And then maybe let's toss a roof on this. Okay, so now I'm wondering if one of the prefab structures will attach to that. Okay, so the prefab will not attach to my building here. So if we're going to do any prefab structures like this, we're going to have to do them as a separate thing. We'll leave that for now. I want to try building this up a little more. So let's get some walls in here. I think that is probably good for height. Let's go one more. And so we continued to build up, but we were running low on materials. With only 21 walls worth of ferrite dust left, it would be time to go on another restock run pretty soon. Oh, and we're out of ferrite dust. Okay. So I'm going to need to go make more of that. Let's see, when I stand next to that, how tower-like does it look? That looks pretty good. I like it. You can always add on more later and build it a little higher, but for now, I think that's a good size. And now it's time to go resource hunting. So I'm stopping here in this town to sort of get some ideas on building structure. So I haven't actually played the game since the Frontiers update, so I just quickly went through and defeated the Sentinels at this first settlement and claimed it now as my own, so I'm the overseer here now. So I just wanted to fly around quickly and just get a good look at the structure of some of these buildings, just so I can build something that maybe sort of fits with that aesthetic a little better. I don't want to conform strictly to it, but it'll at least help give me a bit of inspiration as far as building my own base goes. Yeah, we're just going to take a look around here, get a good idea of what the furnishings are like, placement of things like that, what kind of buildings there are. And we'll take that back to the city and use that to inform how we proceed with the rest of the buildings. We were just getting back to our resource collecting journey when all of a sudden... Pirate raid? Come on. Alright, well, looks like this building project got a little more dangerous, so we're gonna hop on our ship here and kill these pirates. Okay, settlement saved. I am a hero. With that little diversion out of the way, it was time to get back to resource collecting so we could get construction of our first building finished. Now, the nice thing about this is I can just teleport right back to my base. With how long loading in this game takes, it honestly might have been faster to fly, but whatever, we're teleporting now, so we're just gonna have to sit back and wait for that to happen. Or at least I am. I could just cut this out of the video and then you guys won't have to sit and wait with me. But where would be the fun in that? And we're back. Okay. There's our building. Finally back at the base with our resources in hand, construction was back underway, and our building was that much closer to being finished. After coming to the realization that the pedway was in a position where it wouldn't be all that useful, I decided that we were going to move it to the other side of the building, which would allow us to use it as an overpass over Main Street and connect it to a building on the next city block rather than a building that's 10 feet away from this one. The nice thing about having this pedway here too is it gives me a little bit of a spot to stop and let my jetpack recharge while I fly up to the roof. And on the roof is where we're going to place some solar panels, I think. So we placed our solar panels on the roof, and then we added some batteries and finally began stringing it all together with some wires. This would hopefully provide enough power to the building that we'd be able to build lights inside and illuminate the entire thing. Unfortunately, I wasn't quite able to figure everything out, so I thought maybe it's better that we leave it for another day and come back to it with a fresh set of eyes. So I'm thinking that the power issue might be something that we want to tackle next time, but for now our city is really starting to take shape. Obviously we need to do more with the roads and expand them a little more and finish off that area. But we do have our first tower building in place, and it's looking good. It's looking like that could be a building in a colony in space, so we're going to keep at it, and hopefully as we keep plugging away with this, it'll start to take shape a little better, and maybe we can get a few more people on board who want to build their own little part of this city. But anyway, that's going to do it for us today. We'll see you guys in the next one.